right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Crystal Coyle, and I have been born and raised in Immaculate Conception Church since I was a baby. I went to school there, and I also made all my sacraments there. I went through the confirmation program with Jennifer, and after that I started helping confirmation and RCIA, and that's where it all began. That's where I really developed my relationship with God. It was because of the choices that the people around me made. They influenced me in ways that are just unbelievable. When you open up your heart and let God work through you, you can touch so many hearts and change lives and make a positive impact in the world. And so that's what I experienced through the confirmation program. And I was just so moved by the love that I felt at church, in the church community, and I just found my place there. It made me so happy. It brought a lot of joy and purpose into my life, and I've stuck around with the church for my whole life. I haven't left, and there's a lot of reasons why, more than just like feeling loved, but it's just knowing that God is real through my experience through life of choosing Him every day in the smallest choices. And I learned that through my Saint Therese of Lisieux. She's also known as Saint Therese the Little Flower. And she was born in France in the 19th century, and she had 5 older sisters. So she was the baby of the family. And most of her sisters went into the convent, so they were a very religious family. But she was like a stubborn child. She had a great heart and loved greatly, but she had a lot of stubbornness, and so I identified a lot with her because my dad always told me that I was stubborn. I wanted to do things on my own. I didn't want help, but Saint Therese went through a transformation in her heart when she was about 13 years old, and she was touched by God and realized that she has a responsibility in this world with her life. God gave her a life to do something, to do His will, to make a difference in the world. And so she was struck by God's love and had that realization, and through that she decided to change her attitude little by little. It wasn't a grand transformation like when Saul got struck by lightning and turned into Paul. It wasn't grand like that, but it was these small little changes that she did every day. And what she did was making small choices full of love. So if she saw her dad out in the garden, she went down and brought him a glass of cold water. And it was just something small and simple like that. But those little acts added up over time. They make an impact. They touch people's hearts, and you experience the gentleness and the mercy and the love of God in those experiences. And so I was inspired by that, and I decided, I'm small, and I feel, I don't have a lot of money. I don't, I'm not super intelligent where I can, solve a cancer or anything like that. But what I do have is a heart and emotions and empathy, and I have hands and I have feet and I have a mouth to speak. And so I decided that I wanted to do that I'd start making little choices to show God's love to other people. And it wasn't easy. Trust me, it's really hard. It's really hard, especially at home too. That was where I struggled the most. The people that you live with, you love them so dearly, but it's just, I guess, being around them all the time, living in the same space, it's easy to get frustrated with them. Especially if, when they tell you to do something and you're in the middle of something else, it gets tough. But God knows. He knows where you're at. He's in your heart. He feels every single thing that you feel. And he just wants you to experience his love and to share that with others. And I just wanted to bring this painting up again. I know Jennifer was showing it the other day, but I painted this for this retreat. This represents our heart, and the gray on it, that's the stone that is being chipped away from our hearts. Because we start off like with the heart of stone. Like me and my stubbornness, St. Teresa and her stubbornness, our heart was like hardened. We're like, no, this is, I'm gonna be in charge. I want to be in control. We didn't want to listen. But through the love and experience of other people in my life, it little by little just like chipped away. Little by little, just like little pieces of the rock are being chipped away. And then you really start to experience the love and goodness of God. And once you experience that, you don't want anything else. And so in my life, I still have the stone on my heart. It's not all gone. I have a long way to go. But every day, every choice you make, it just chips a little bit of it away. And then by the time we die and we go to heaven, that's when our heart's finally free. That's when we are open and our heart is fully free to love. There's no more limitations on it. God frees us from our original sin. My takeaway point for you is just to not give up. I know that sometimes you can try loving someone over and over and over, but not receive anything back or not even have them respond back. It's so discouraging and it makes your heart hurt, because we're not meant to be shunned, to be neglected. God designed our hearts to love because he's love, and that's our purpose. And so don't give up. If you're trying to love someone, do kind things for them, but they don't notice or they don't reciprocate, just know that God sees that and you're doing it for God, and he's going to reward you for that. Not just, with blessings, but like you're going to feel so much joy in your heart. And that's what I've learned through my life is that no matter what, it's between me and God, and he's gonna be with me every single day, and he's the one who gives me my joy. It's not my job or my accomplishments, and it's not even my family or friends. They are definitely influencers, and they help you to love God. They show you different parts of God, like different faces or personalities of God. But ultimately, this life is between you and him. And he wants you to feel loved. He wants you to know how valuable you are and to share that with others, because we're in a broken world and everybody's hurting. Everybody has heaviness in their hearts. They've been neglected. They've been abused. They've been mistreated. Everybody. And so we all need love. We all, especially those who may seem like they don't deserve it, they do. They need it. They actually need it more. There's quotes that say they need it more than the rest of us. And that's why when Jesus came down, he called all the sinners to him. He hung out with all the people who, not the scribes and the Pharisees, the people who were righteous and who had it all down. He hung out with the people who were broken, the prostitutes, the tax collectors, the sinners. And he showed them love. And through that love, their hearts were transformed. Their brokenness, the rocks and stone on their heart crumbled, and they were transformed and made new. So for today, I just hope that you can take away that every choice you make leaves an impact on others as well as on yourself, and God sees everything, every choice that you make, and he will bless you and he will guide you. Ask him for help if you need help. If you feel like you're giving up, ask him for help and he will help you. And that's all I'm going to share today. So, thank you.
Thank you, Crystal. Oh, last night when I answered the question with my family, what do you want to be remembered for? My legacy would be anybody's life who I've touched, and meaning touched in a way that I led them closer to God. So listening to Crystal right now when she talked about Jesus and the sinner, I shared with you also last night that Jesus changed my life. So that just really touched me. And I'm also so proud of her. Everybody who's got up and talked, I'm so proud of all of them. So it was nice to sit here and watch her. I want to remind you guys what to do. So next you're going to watch God's Chisel. You're going to love it. It's so good. Give it a chance. It's a little old, but don't judge it on that. It's really, really good. I cry every time I watch it. Then you're going to watch scene 3 of Change of Heart skit. And all the links are in the packet. Right, Francis? Okay, hold on. I also want to tell you guys, tonight for our adoration session, when we go live, I'm really going to ask you to tune in and be present with us in adoration. The adoration I don't think it will be, we're not going to put it up. So adoration at 9. And I'm just going to tell you, in January, Francis went on a retreat in Arizona, and they streamed adoration live on New Year's Eve. And I happened to turn it on as I was going to bed. And I was totally drawn in. I literally was on my knees crying and praying in my kitchen, streaming it. There are no boundaries with God in terms of time and space. So please join us. I want you to be there, family. I wish we could be together. We will. But come tonight, okay? God bless you, and we love you.